or what we are seeing is how is that, growing. Someone said we are worried because renewables have installed in a very speedy way, or it's been, very rapid installation, and that's true. But bear in mind that we have had a compromise in order to phase out coal, which is that amount of gigas I just mentioned, 5.5 gigas of coal, and all other our studies. ACERA has one particular study which, studied and analyzed the enabling conditions and quantified the amount of renewables that were needed to be installed in the next 10 to 15 years in order to phase out that amount of coal. That number is impressive. It's 22.5 gigas in the period between now and 2030, and another 24 gigas of non-conventional renewable energy and storage, which should be installed before 2040, in order to what? To maintain electric system operating in stable way, with all the conditions of stability and inertia that's needed in any electric system, which is obviously phasing out rotative machines, mechanic rotative machines. So that chapter of inertia, the discussion right now is how much does inertia really cost in order to be provided by other type of machines, which are not rotatory machines, okay, or not rotatory mechanical machines. So that's a big question here in order to see which are the participants with new technologies, innovative, non-conventional renewable energies could also provide, besides energy and capacity or sufficiency to the system, which other, technologies should enable and should be able to provide this whole chapter of stability and inertia. And there's I would say, also a discussion in terms of which companies would be able to provide this kind of attributes that the grid needs in the period of time which is needed before, the complete phase out of coal. We're in a discussion right now if it's possible to bring the date of phase out, which is, as I said before, this 2040 objective or date, to bring it forward and to be able to advance the phase out of coal, which is obviously a purpose which is compatible with all, the climate change issue that we also stand for. But here, distinctions should be made. Regulatory conditions and the regulatory discussion, the political regulatory discussion is overload. I mean, there are so many discussions going on right now. We are discussing 3 big Congress. There are enormous amount of regulations and norms that should be developed, not to talk about the hydrogen or green hydrogen chapter that I know that we're going to touch also in this conversation. But there's, a sensation in the industry that there are a lot of things that should be addressed in the following months or this year. And there's a problem with the space, the space which is the parliament, the executive power, obviously the capabilities of the institutions, which we have never talked about the designs of these institutions to really be able to incorporate all the regulations that are needed in the energy transition chapter.